Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Mind of Yash PCOS series. I really need to start numbering these episodes so I could see like episode 10, episode 8. I really don't know what episode we're on, but I promise I will start to number them from today so it'll be easier to identify. So thank you guys for joining us. If you're here, be sure to say hi in the comments so we know that you're seeing us and you're hearing us well. And yeah, we'll get straight to it. So tonight, as usual, I have a wonderful guest with me. And some of you may know her, or you may be new to her. But tonight she's going to share a little bit about her story. She doesn't have polycystic ovarian syndrome, but she has had some struggles that we can identify with women with PCOS. So, without further ado, let me just give you a short bio of our guest tonight. So, Ms. Sreshtha Tewari has been a licensed Zumba instructor for 9 years and a ZCOM volunteer for 2 years. She is passionate about making a difference in people's lives and motivating persons to realize their true potential. As a child, she loved singing and dancing, competed at music festivals, and also studied music. Professionally, she holds a bachelor's degree in chemistry, an MBA specializing in finance, and is a manager at a leading commercial bank. So, guys, if you guys hear, oh, thanks, babe, episode 11, let's welcome Miss Sreshtha Tewari. Oh, I love this song. Hi, Shresht.
Hi.
Thank you
for having me.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you for joining me. Now, guys, Sreshtha has been, as I said in her bio, a Zumba instructor for 9 years. So I've always been seeing her around at Zumba events, but we really connected probably about a year ago when we were trying to plan for our annual Zumba convention this year. And of course, you know how that went, so we were unable to go. And during that time, I got to know her a little extra special, and I realized that she is just such a wealth of knowledge. She's so positive, and I learn a lot from her. And I'm always bothering her with questions, and she's always been willing to help me. So I know that this was just an opportunity for her, and she rose to the occasion. She was very willing to come on here to just share her journey and her advice and just her thoughts on different topics that we have tonight to help the PCOS community. So thank you, Sreshtha, for joining us.
You're most welcome. I'm excited, as usual.
Yes. So we got a little bit from the bio. So is there anything else you want to add to tell the viewers about yourself?
No, well, I'm excited about everything that I do. So everything that I do it with everything inside me. So my Zumba, I am always excited before my classes. Mm-hmm. I'm always excited when I hear the music. I can't wait to dance whatever mood I'm in. I told my girls today, as soon as I hear the music, I'm ready. I'm ready to dance. And I believe in living your authentic true self. So even though I teach Zumba professionally, even what I do, I do it wholeheartedly. I love my job, and I love being a mom.
Oh, that's so great, Sreshtha. You can hear it. You can hear it in your voice. If people haven't seen you before, you could see it in your face. But even when you talk about these things, you could just feel the love and the passion. And I think that's why I really connect with you as well, because being authentic is something I think is so beautiful. And people who are like that and just, what you see is what you get, really. I find that something that should be really honored, So tell me, what does health and fitness mean to you? Have you had what would you say were your biggest challenges and your biggest successes?
Well, with health and fitness, I mean, I always believed, and my parents are super healthy people into everything healthy. But I wasn't blessed with a slim body and anything like that. So I always, to me, when I was in you know, now when you look back, you wonder why you were so upset with how you look because you wish you could look like that. But
Right.
I always thought I was fat. My mother always spoke about how fat my legs were, how fat my face is. And I don't think I had a very healthy body image. And I think it is normal. That's how we grow up. Families always tell you what they don't like about you, whether it
Right.
is true or whether it is just to taunt you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's normal how we grow up. So I actually never thought that I would be slim. So I went to the gym and stuff. I never liked it, but I went because I was trying my best to be healthy.
Yeah.
And then when I saw Zumba advertised, so it was very early on in 2011, I had seen a commercial on TV, and I didn't realize that we had it in Trinidad. So at that time, there was one class in Trinidad, and I said, okay, I was attracted to it because I liked to dance. So I studied music and I like moving to the beat and interpreting what is felt in the song. I always like that. So I said, okay, I will go. So I went on Saturday. The first class I went to, I don't know if the class was cancelled, but I went in all excited. And the person at the time, well, now we're good friends, but at the time, she was like, you here for Zumba? And I said, yes. She said, well, the class was 8 o'clock and that was 10 o'clock. I was like, you sure you don't have a class in the back somewhere? She said, no, come back next week. So the next week I went, and after that first class, I was hooked. And I actually wasn't going to lose weight. I just went because it was the best time. And I started going 4 classes a week. And after that first week, people in work started commenting. At that time, I was probably 170 pounds. They started commenting, you're losing weight, you're close. But it wasn't, in my mind, I didn't expect anybody to talk about it because I was just going because it was the best time ever. And so I started, and then I was interested in becoming an instructor. So I read up. Anything I want to do, I read and figure out how to do it. At that time, I didn't have trainings here, so I went to Miami to train. And then when I came back, the same person who I started classes with, she was kind enough to mentor me. And when I started as an instructor, I continued to lose the weight until I went down to 130, you know, the glamour days. And but even then, I didn't appreciate then how I looked. And when I started to work out as well, the I didn't feel to eat unhealthy. So in the beginning, I really struggled with the class because I was very, very unhealthy. And I started to read on what would give me energy. And I eventually figured out oats really worked for me. So when I ate oats, I had enough energy to do the class. So I started eating things that will give me the energy to really enjoy the class. And that is how the healthy eating part comes because I like chocolate. I have a stash of chocolate in my drawer. So I'm not like a health freak in that sense. I like bad things, unfortunately. But when you eat healthy and you exercise, you feel so much better. Like I started to breathe much clearer. Um, it's gonna sound gory, but you know, like the mucus and stuff you had, all those things stopped. I never had any of those things after I started the Zumba. So that's how I like it and why I love Zumba, because to me it's not just fitness, there's a great mental aspect to it. So like in my classes I say it's ultimate motivation. Even how home office frames and sells the exercise class is all about everything in your mind and
Yeah.
forgetting what is going on and just living in that moment and embracing that moment. And to me, that is wellness. It's not just being slim and it's not just eating healthy. It is also what goes on in your mind. And that's what, to me, what health and wellness is. And that is why I love Zumba so much, because it's a release. You get to work out, and once you eat well, you can do the class. Feel good.
Yeah. So many things I could identify with what you're saying, Trish. One, the fact that even when I was skinny, I thought I was fat. I look at pictures, and I even saw a meme fairly recently with a woman like this, and she's just saying, like, she's just so upset with all the time she wasted thinking she was fat when she could have been, I was like that as well. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just so amazing to me that people that you're close to, your family, well, I shouldn't say close to, but like relatives.
Yeah, no, I was very close to the people who, I mean, I cried. Like my aunt has now passed, and thankfully my mother is still alive. I'm very close to the people who, up to now, my mother will tell. Well, now it's different because I had a baby and stuff. But
Yeah.
even when I'm in those very slim days, and now when pictures come of me and my friends would be like, "Oh gosh, look how we looking." But I remember a mass picture. My friend, she made us do this ab thing, and we complained every day we had to do this ab challenge
Yeah.
with a whole set of sit-ups and planks. And I played the mask and everything, and then when I looked at the picture, I was like, "Hey, look, I seen some definition abs. Like I couldn't even believe I could ever see abs, you know." And even in that space, my mother would tell me, "Sreshtha, you like so fat, you need to go spin class," and I'd be like, "That's the most boring thing."
Yeah, but what I find that's just so interesting because the people around, like it, as you say, it's so normal here. I posted recently just about somebody who didn't see me for a long time, and
Remember,
I
I should
could
have answered her for you.
I could tell from the time she saw me, she wanted to say it from the time. Like I saw it in her eyes. And then we had the whole interaction, and I thought I got away. And as soon as she left me, she made a comment about my weight. And the thing is, I don't even think she meant it in a malicious or mean way, but
Mm-hmm.
it was just something that it was burdening her to say.
Yeah,
And I find that so common that people do that, and it's so distressing because okay, yes, if you're seeing somebody who has unhealthy habits, or who might need a little encouragement, like there's so many ways you could say and encourage that person and support that person without being like, and you're
yeah,
looking, and sometimes it's be people who not really healthy themselves, and I always wish I had some type of retort or something, but then like I like I just realized that that's just how people are, at least here in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know,
yeah,
but it really, I really had to take stock of how I was internalizing those comments, because that was really affecting me, and that's why, like, we'd be looking at ourselves, and even when I was 109 pounds, I was looking at myself and saying, like, you're fat. And Zumba, like, just how you describe Zumba, is why I fell in love with it. It's probably in the same way. I just saw the people dance, and I always loved to dance, and I gravitated towards the class, and I was in love not just with the class and the dancing, but just the whole message behind Zumba, and as you said, your mental health and all of these things. So, but I did struggle at first. I didn't think that people would take me seriously as an instructor, because I'm like,
oh,
okay, if I'm gonna tell people, it's like, hey, you come do Zumba, you lose all the weight, while I'm struggling myself. But now I just
no, but
like,
I
what people identify with that, they can relate to that.
exactly. Yeah, your group or your crowd or your squad, as we say, is for you. So there will be people who will be attracted to the persons who cut and
Yeah,
slim. And I have many friends like that. And there are people who would identify with you and your journey. And really what I learned too is how you look, how you look.
yeah,
People say things, but I don't think they really understand, because even when I remember I had just finished UE and I always had a tummy problem, and I used to feel so conscious when people looking at my tummy. I used to immediately think they think I'm pregnant, and it used to bother me. But
yeah.
I think it's what is inside your head is kind of reflected too. So, I
True.
mean, people say things to me now, but I'm in a different space in my life where things people say don't affect me that much. I mean, my
Okay.
mom is my mom, so some relationships you struggle with.
Yeah.
But I mean, if somebody else were to come and tell me anything, I mean, I went with my friends, right? Because I'm human, but to let it affect me, I don't anymore. And I actually learned from my friends, um, there are ways to cover things up. So depending on your body frame and whatever, if you want to look slim, there are clothes you could wear, and there are ways you stand and like pose in pictures and stuff. So I learned a lot of ways how to deal with that, how to give the mirage of being what I want to look like.
Yeah.
And I don't let it bother me too much, but I mean, we're human. I just
Yeah.
went about it. And people would still, I still feel conscious. Like when I started back after I had my baby, I bought all my wardrobe. A Zumba clothes was long sleeve and fully
Yeah.
covered. For that, I used to show skin.
Yeah.
Now everything covered. And then only when I started strong, because I also teach strong, so when I started getting back like definition in my arms, I started back in the
Yeah.
armrest. But even with me fully covered, people in the gym used to be like, where she get all that energy from? And I got they used to say things like, she is the ultimate motivator, which is what I want, which is what I wanted. I don't want anybody to look at me and say, I want to be look slim or whatever like me, because what is for me is for me and what is for you is for you.
Correct.
So the things I wanted, I tried to project that, and I think I was successful in projecting what I wanted, and I still try to project what I want as an instructor. I always end my class with a little motivation, don't let anybody tell you anything. But,
And
things,
as
because I
Renee,
really believe
as
that.
Renee say here, she says, and you have friends ready to fight.
Yeah,
So
oh, I can't see the comments. Yes, Renee is my bestie. She will fight. But I'm not seeing the comments, yeah. So I know you asked
oh,
me, right? So I can't see the comments.
oh, oh, well, let me just show you the others. That Karishma
Oh, that's my cousin, I believe.
and Adita.
Oh, my cousin. See what great cousins I have.
Oh, Adita had a little more to say. She's saying it's not about weight. Once you're happy and healthy, wellness is about mental health too. Happiness is internal and it's very motivational, Shresh. So yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying and what Adita is saying as well. It really starts up in here. Once you free this, then everything else is it doesn't matter. But I just want to touch on what you were saying before, because for me as well, I realized within the last year or so, the food that you're really putting in your body is such a big factor.
Yeah.
I too I would be working out, but I would have my bad habits, the chocolates, the fries, what else? Things like that. And this year I've really made changes. I've cut out dairy, cut down on the sugar a lot, and you do feel a difference. Oh yeah, and the oats as well, the granola and stuff like that. That has really helped me as well. And for not just for PCOS women, but women in general, I think we need to really spend some time seeing how the food is affecting us. So like a food diary has been helpful to me to see about, well, I had to do by force because I had hives earlier this year, but like just looking at what you eat and how you
Yeah.
felt after made such a big difference in what I put in my body. So I just really wanted to stress on that point for the viewers. You really have to eat. It's not about dieting, well, at least not for
No,
me,
it's for you.
but
Yeah.
just find the foods that can be fuel for you.
Yeah. 'Cause even your blood, I don't really know much about it to speak about it, but I know as well, even your blood type affects how your body processes food. So depending on your blood type, there are foods that will give you energy and stuff, and then there are foods that will kind of cause a little battle inside your body, and
Correct.
you don't get the benefit you expect to get from it.
Yeah, that's so funny. You should mention that. I want to do that to see for sure. But for years, I heard about that you need to know your blood type to know how to eat, and I used to be so scared to go and find out because I was just thinking I was like, okay, this means I'm gonna have to eat like grass for the rest of my life or
No, no,
something
no,
like that. But
no.
it's not like
Well,
that at
yeah, I'm
all.
vegetarian, but it have meat. Depending on your blood type, it probably have meat you can't eat.
Yeah.
But it's not that you have to. It's not that you have to eat grass. No.
Yeah, but actually, it's so funny because now I kind of like grass. Like I didn't I had a love hate relationship with vegetables and stuff like that. But now, like I don't know if it's just my mind or the fact that I started cutting out certain things. But those things actually seem more appealing to me than
Yeah,
usual junk.
feel better
Except,
when you eat
except
it.
the chocolate. Except the chocolate. But other than that,
I have my well, I don't have right now because I will eat it out. But I remember in work, my friend she used to work opposite me. She used to be like, she always have chocolates in that drawer. I did Dove dark chocolates, and I used to
yeah,
keep it in the drawer.
yeah. Oh, chocolate. I'm feeling for chocolate now. Okay, Shresh. So my next question for you. I know you shared this with me recently, and I'm so thankful that you're willing to share it with the community. But can you tell us a little bit about the challenging journey you had to become a mom?
Okay, so I was trying to get pregnant for maybe about 3 years, but not taking it seriously. Because in my mind, I used to say, well, when God ready, I'll get pregnant, right?
Yeah.
really my one of my best friends, she became pregnant. So I was trying before her. She became pregnant and she had a baby, and she kept pushing me to get tested. But in my mind, I was just thinking, I'm healthy because this is at the peak of my Zumba career. I was extremely healthy,
Yeah.
fitness wise. I was eating really well. That was my apple cider vinegar days when my skin was clear, no need for makeup. And I just thought there was nothing wrong. And I thought it was more on my husband's side. So I was busy pumping him with vitamins and things to help. um, and so she pushed me, and because she had a friend who did IVF with Barbados Fertility, and she said, well, Trisha, $30,000, call them and find out. So eventually I asked my doctor about it, and she gave me a program for like 6 months, and it didn't happen. And my friend kept pushing me. So then I decided to go to Barbados Fertility. And the first time I went, actually, I didn't like the way the nurse dealt with me. I felt that because she wasn't agreeing with stuff that my doctor was doing. But the thing is, I believed in my doctor. I mean, we are all human. We have different ways to approach things. And I didn't like that she was sort of saying my doctor doesn't know what she was doing. But then, and I remember that day so clearly. I left and I went by my same friend who was encouraging me, and she said, "Shrishta, you know what? Let me call my friend who went through it, and you talk to her." So I spoke to her friend. I didn't know the person, but I spoke to her, and she made it sound. She told me what was the hardest part, which was actually having to drink water. But she made it. She didn't make it seem as such of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going back and to Barbados Fertility, but I was really, really scared because all these tests are extremely invasive.
Yeah.
And I had a problem with it. And I remember the first time I met the doctor, Dr. Prakashanan, and the nurse, I got a different nurse. Um, I said, you know what, I really don't like doing this and I'm not looking forward to it. And he made a joke and he said, who likes doing this? If you like doing this, you have a problem. And before that, my doctor had sent me to the TNT radiology center, and that doctor there had the worst bedside manner, and he did a test that was extremely painful. I don't even know how I walked back to work because I had walked.
Yeah.
And all of that in my mind was like, it was too much for me.
Yeah.
And the doctor, Dr. Prakashanan, did the exact same test, and it was uncomfortable, but I wasn't in pain. So because of the way he dealt with me, and the nurse that I got, her name was Carol, I got more confident and I could go through this. And so I stuck with them, and they were really, really good, the best in healthcare. They keep you informed all the time. And I was successful. My first try, I was successful in the first stages, because you have to inject. It's not a nice thing, but you have to give yourself injections for a very long, maybe it was like 2 weeks or so. And then you go to Barbados. And my first try, I was lucky, and I got through. I did it 3 times.
Yeah.
The 2 times I wasn't successful, but I have friends who cried more than me when I wasn't successful. But I believe that it didn't bring me down, because I believe that what is for me is for me, and I want certain things based on my life, but God knows what is to happen in my life, and He knows what is best for me. So even though I did it 3 times and was successful once, I don't hold any sort of resentment or anything like that. I just believe that is how it is. And the other thing that was holding me back too was the money, because I didn't have so much money, so I had saved. But my analysis, it was much more. The first quote I got was 77,000,
Mm-hmm.
and I think if it was just me, I would be like, well, I'd have no way I could get that money. But I was able, I guess God was kind of guiding me, and I was able to rearrange my loans and stuff. And the reason I want to speak about this is because I don't want people just looking at the price and thinking, well, I can't do that. I
Yeah.
mean, there is a way. So I did have to take loans to do it, but I had to go in some debt, but it was completely worth it. I mean, I'm going to finish pay off those loans next year. And so it's like 5 years.
Yeah.
And yes, it was hard. And yes, I had to sacrifice, but my daughter's everything to me. So I was going to cry.
Yeah, me
But it
emotional
was
too.
completely worth it.
Aw, that's. I mean, I have no words for that. That's really amazing. That's not just that you went through that and you, but just your positivity with it and being able to share about it. I mean, I hope that the people who looking on, so women with PCOS, that's the first thing people tell you, the doctor tells you, is like you might not be able to have a child, and that kind of weighs on you. Even for me in the beginning, I was young, I wasn't thinking of children at
Mhm.
that time. But then when you end up in a relationship, and then you get married, and then you wonder, okay, is it gonna happen for me, and I just want people to have that kind of hope, even if you have to do something like what Shrestha did, or if you need to just change your lifestyle and your diet. Like, it is possible. you
Mhm.
can't have you can't have your babies if that's what you want for your life. And even what Trisha is saying about God knowing best, I think that's something that kind of grounds me as well. To kind of, I mean, not every day is going to be easy. Like, you're gonna
Yeah.
have days, especially if like your close friends and people around you, are getting pregnant and whatnot.
Mhm.
But if it's really for you, it will happen. And even if it's not meant for you, you're not worth any less.
Yeah.
No?
And I said to, at least I know I tried. So I wouldn't
Right.
look back and wish, what if? At least I tried. And
Yeah.
the first interview with them is actually free. It was actually free. So there wasn't anything to lose going and sitting and talking to them because I had done tests with my doctor.
Yeah.
So that part too is free, and after they give you the assessment. But I always said that, and a lot of things I do in my life, even if I fail and it doesn't go how I want to, when I look back on my life, I'm not gonna say what if. I know what the outcome would have been.
Yeah. Yeah. That's important, because I think a lot of people are sometimes scared to try, because it is, as you say, it is a lot of money, for one, but you really want to look at the different avenues that you can
Yeah.
that you can have.
And it depends on you. And that was just my experience, because of
Yeah.
my age at the time. But how much it may be for everybody, it could be much less, or maybe it could
Yeah.
be more. But it really depends on you.
And that's when the office was here, because I don't know why I recall, like, people used to have to go to
No,
Barbados.
I went Barbados. I
I
had to
went.
go Barbados, but oh my gosh, Ashley, that's the best experience because
I love
where
Barbados.
the office, where the it's, it's not an office, but where they have their little setup, Seaston House, I think is the name. They
Yeah.
have some apartments next door, and they actually give the persons doing IVF a huge discount.
Okay.
So it was very reasonable, and I was able. They had a nice big sort of apartment, so my husband went and my mom went as well. Well, obviously my husband went, but my mom went as well. So
Yeah.
there were 2 rooms, and you could just walk out, and there was a mall. So what we did is we went the first day we went Massy because there's Massy there, and we bought stuff to make so you could cook and kind of live because it's expensive. You kind of cut down on stuff. So
Right.
you make your own food, and then the mall is right there, and there's lots of things to eat. And the
Yeah.
best thing is across the road is the boardwalk, which is the nicest place ever. And you
Yeah.
could walk along the boardwalk to the beach, and you could swim there. On the left is Accra Beach, and I used to go there and bathe all the time. And the experience to do the fertility treatment is really, it really places you in the mind frame that you need to be. So it's out of the stressful workload because that affects your fertility too, right?
Yeah.
And, so you lime on the beach. Well, I like the beach, right? So you could lime on the beach at night. Me and my husband used to go and walk along the beach and just sit and watch the waves because it's safe. So the experience there, I was really glad that I had to go because if I was here, I'd be working and hustling like normal. But it was a really, really nice experience going there. And they have packages too. I mean, if you could afford, they have nicer packages in different places. But like for me, who had to kind of do it on a budget, that
Yeah.
experience was really nice. I can't wait till I could actually go back Barbados just to go in that area. And when we go back, and the last time I went, I carried my daughter. They're so loving and embracing of what your child has become. For me, it's my daughter, and they're always excited to see you. That I hands down, that experience is the best medical experience I ever had, just because of how they treat you.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great that you had that such a great experience. I personally love Barbados. I think I went there for the first time for something for work, and then I had to go back, and I would love to go back another day.
Nice. It was
Um,
a nice experience.
so your daughter is how old now? She's the four.
Should be before the end of this month.
Okay. Well, before I ask you this question, let me see. So just some of the comments. Edita said she loves grass too, but she also loves chocolate just as much. But that's a good balance, I think.
Just eat salads like nothing. So she's very healthy.
And Rena is saying that she's so proud of you.
Rena. Okay, I don't know that person.
And well, of course, Kelly.
Oh, Kelly.
Oh, she's odd.
Well,
So
Kelly gets offended as soon as I mention her name. So that's why, Kelly, I haven't mentioned your name.
I was like, it's taking her long to say Kelly, and I wasn't even sure if I should bring it up either. But she's here. She's here supporting you as usual. So, okay, Trish, as you mentioned, you became a mommy, and but you were talking about your career, and that's why I know you're a working mom. And when I became a mom, and I realized just how challenging that is. So, my next question for you is: how has mommyhood changed your life, and how do you balance it all?
Well, it has changed my life a lot because now I have another little person to take care of.
Yeah.
In the beginning, honestly, it was extremely hard. The first 3 months where you don't sleep, that was really really hard for me. The every 2 hours and stuff. And as a new mom, I don't think I was guided enough in respect of what to expect. So a lot of, like, in the first 2 weeks, a lot of things scared me because you don't know. Um, but thankfully, I was able to get over all of that, and now it is challenging, but I'll just say I try my best. So, like, when I explain work-life balance to my people in work, I always say it is never going to be 50-50. Your work-life balance changes according to what is going on in your life. So there
Yeah.
was a time my work-life balance was 100 work, 0 life, right? Then I started Zumba, thank God, and it changed, right? So maybe it was 80-20. So now I try for it to be 50-50. Is it that? Maybe not. But I do try my best. I try to, luckily, the job that I have is flexible. So even before the COVID, I was able to work from home a couple days for the week, which helped me out a lot because, well, as you know, when you work from home, you could do a lot of stuff in the house.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have it down, especially with COVID. Now I'm working and she pushes my hand from the computer. She needs my attention. Anytime it's quiet, the people on the call always ask, "How come it's so quiet? Where's your daughter?" Everybody knows her. They know she's gonna ask to go potty while I'm doing a call, or she might ask for milk. Everybody knows what to expect, and thankfully, the people that I work with are very, very very, very understanding of that because everybody is basically in the same situation.
Yeah.
So I don't think I could give you a formula, but I really just try my best. She is my priority, and I try to do things. I try to read on books on how to deal with her because I really don't want her to grow up how we grew up. I believe the world is different, and she would have a different experience to me, and I need to give her different skills in order to meet those experiences. So I try to do I tried to read a lot. Recently, I started therapy because I was getting extremely anxious. And the therapist actually gave me a lot of good tips on how to deal with her and what it is these little kids really go through when they're screaming and yelling. It's not
Yeah.
that to be bad, there are skills that they're lacking, and it is for us to try and figure out how we could help them. So I am trying my best. I try to read books. I try to read a lot of articles. I send myself crazy. I will ask my friend, "What are you doing when this happens?" But it has, even like the other day, my friend asked me, and I said, it's stressful, but it's the best kind of stress because when you see your little child running in the house and you have a toddler too running and playing and laughing is the best feeling ever, to see them happy and to see them embracing all who they are. With respect to the patience, I thought I was patient, but she tries my patience. So I look at it too as, like I'm Hindu, and we kind of believe that the people that come into your life are there for a purpose and to teach you a lesson. So I look at it as she is here to teach me things, and I am here to teach her things as well. And I definitely think patience is one of those things.
Yeah, I can totally relate. I think my patience grew a lot in the last 2.5 years with her. Um, but as you said, like she changed my life completely to the point where like my whole self image and everything has changed. And don't even think I did it for myself, but just as you said, I was doing it for her because I wanted her to grow up in a different way than we did, so that she knows her self worth. She knows that she has potential and she can reach it if she wants to. Yes, sometimes it's like right now, to just to do this I have to have her, but thankfully my husband is here tonight, so he's able
Yeah.
to take her. So I know how that goes too, trying to keep her out, and that sort of thing. But it really was an experience that helped me to grow like a thousand percent.
Yeah.
And everything that I'm doing is for her as well, even this right now, because I mean PCOS could be hereditary, well, um, and whatever environmental factors. So I don't know if she's going to have to deal with that. I'm hoping, I'm praying to God that she doesn't. But if in the event that she does, I want her to be able to deal with it very differently to how I dealt with it, and very differently to how the environment was having the information being
Yeah.
equipped. So I think it's so important what you said as well, because that's something I've been learning this year, especially building your skills, because a lot of times people, and women in particular, we kind of give ourselves a hard time for not being able to handle situations and feeling like we're supposed to be able to do this in the best way, and we haven't really been taught these skills growing up
That's
for certain things, like for anxiety, for stress, for these different things. We didn't build those skills. So I started to do some work on that this year, and I'm like, why am I so hard on myself? I can't get everything right, and
yeah.
I don't know how to do this. But it's because I never built these skills. I was like certain things, like I used to be kind of embarrassed to say it, even like things in the house, simple things like cleaning and whatever. I put that pressure on myself when I got married as well, too, because my husband is he actually is way better at housework than I am. But then when I look back now, I think about it. I'm like, I was told that I have to focus on schoolwork. I have to make
Mhm.
sure I have good grades. So I was doing that. I really wasn't in the kitchen. I mean, I could cook, but it's not really. That's the biggest hoax. So long as it takes to cook to get food, stuff like that. So I really think that's a good point that you made. Building those skills and helping your children, your daughter, build
Yeah.
those skills is very important for them to just deal with life, the challenges of life.
Yeah. I actually only learned that recently. The coping skills for life. I was never really aware that I was lacking these skills, but it's only recently, through the therapy, I understood how to cope with certain things. As I don't have PCOS, but I have anxiety as well.
Yeah,
Not Probably not as bad as you have it, because I looked at some interviews, and what you describe is not quite what the extent to which I feel it, but I do get anxious with certain things, and knowing how to cope with it when it's happening makes a whole lot of a difference, because I feel like I can't think
yeah,
clearly when like certain things go. Mine, it is related to what is happening around me, but and then like you, like I'm empathetic but introverted, so things affect me, energy and people affect me. But that you spoke about the skills is something I am definitely going to try to do. I mean, I'll just do my best with my daughter, because I don't think we were taught that. We were taught exactly what you said. You go to school, you do your work, you get a good job. That was
yeah,
it. It wasn't about, like my mother. I never, up to now, I only learned to cook and started cooking really when I met Kelly, and she was making all these things that I like. I like to eat. And now that I'm doing it, it's easy. It's nothing hard. It don't take long. But I never had the confidence to really do it properly. my mother never allowed me in the kitchen. And anytime time I call her to ask any question, she would be like, you can't cook that, you can't make this, you can't do that. But because of the internet and all the cooking shows
YouTube.
and whatever, I started looking at well, I usually use Cooking with Rhea, and I just follow it, and it actually tastes good. So
Yeah.
it's not as bad as I thought, and now I'm comfortable making stuff for myself. But as you said, that wasn't a goal growing up.
Yeah. It all just you just took the time to build that skill, and
Yeah.
I had to learn that recently as well, at least in the housework part of things. It's just you really just have to learn it and come up with a system,
Yeah.
do a little bit here, a corner there, or you cook and you eventually learn to cook meals in 30 minutes, small things, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
All right, Shresh. So I think you kind of touched on my next question, which is like, what keeps you so positive? But if you want to add anything as well, um, and was there a time you found it very difficult to be positive? Can you think of any time like that? And because you seem like you were positive, even though you had challenges, it seems like you dealt with it positively. But was there any time it was like a real struggle to really pull out that positive side?
But no, yeah, there were times when I started the whole positivity thing. My friend had lent me The Secret, a video. I don't know if you ever read it, but that is how the whole positivity thing started. And I I am positive, but now I've learned that being positive is not a formula to sail through life. It doesn't mean you're going to sail through life. It's just going to mean it will better shape your experiences and how you respond to them.
Yeah.
So there were when I had looked at The Secret, they told you, like, especially in relationships, which was difficult for me at the time, what to do and what to think about the person. And I learned that you could think how much you want, you could be as positive as you want, but once there are other people involved, it is up to them as well. You can't think the world into a positive place. But what you could do is manage how you respond to what is going on. And I have found that for me, being positive has helped me a lot, looking at what is there to learn as opposed to why is this happening to me. All of those things help me a lot. There are times when things go not the way I ever envisioned or I ever planned.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at first I used to think, but I'm thinking positive. I'm doing everything they said to do. How could this be happening like this? And why is this happening like this? And then I just came to the realization that thinking positive doesn't mean your life is going to go smooth. It just means that because of how you think, you are better able to manage and get through whatever obstacles or hurdles you have. So that's really it. And I do think of myself as a positive person. I try to be like that. And anytime I'm feeling anytime I'm feeling down about myself or not liking something, I also use affirmation. So I write down all the things I don't like, and then you switch it around to what you want for yourself. And so I would do that. And I would also, I don't know if it's from when we used to perform, because I used to sing as well in school. But somewhere along the road, I remember being told to look in the mirror and say what you want for yourself. So whether it is, um, I am going to get through this meeting, I am going to speak confidently, I am going to be clear, people are going to understand. And I remember, now that I'm talking about it, I didn't remember before when I got a job, but it was the first, they created this job because they didn't have somebody um, before doing what was needed. So basically, there was a gap and they created this job. And it was a very difficult job because it was dealing with external persons who um, were always questioning what the company I was working with was doing. And I remember doing this mirror thing.
Yeah.
Before that, when I was very young, I was maybe in my 30s, 31 or 32, but seeing because of how I look like 18. So what this little girl coming to tell me, right? And I remember doing that before that job and I remember saying everybody in that room is going to leave knowing my name. That's what I said. And I looked in the mirror and we walked in. I was with my manager at the time. We walked in and somebody made a comment. And then they said, oh, you are so. So I can't remember the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
but the person identified with who I was. And then the conversation went that the questions keep coming back to, so Shrestha, what you think? And I felt as though I had accomplished what I wanted, because that role, that role that I had, people didn't understand what the role was, and they kind of used to shove us a little bit to the side and not ask. But I mean, and the objective was we were trying to make them understand what our role is supposed to be and what they're supposed to come to us for and what they're supposed to go to the other stakeholders for.
Yes.
And so after I remember that one clearly, and I remember another meeting where um, we had a manager who came in who didn't really understand what was going on. And I don't think it bothered me too much because I was kind of already established. But again, before the meeting, I did the mirror thing, and I said, I am going to speak clearly, and people are going to understand that I understand what it is I'm speaking to. And I clearly remember in that meeting, the manager, he would say something, and the chairman of the management committee would say, "Okay, so Srisha, what do you think?" And he kept asking, "Srisha, is that so?" And I just kind of sat back, and because I really knew what I was saying, I wasn't feeling my way through the meeting or anything. I knew what I was speaking about.
Right.
But I had experiences like that. Right now, I don't have those kind of difficult things in work and stuff because I have a different role. But I have had experiences where I'm going into whatever and I'm not sure what the outcome would be. A lot of it has to do with how I come across, because you know me through Zumba and you know me as loud. But I'm not like that. I'm introverted and I don't talk. So I remember doing that, although now I don't have to do it as well. But those are things like from the moment I feel I'm demotivated or I feel like I'm going into a difficult situation, I write down all the things I am scared about myself that would come across, and I change the wording, and then I talk in the mirror, and I would say that in the mirror in the night. I would say it in the morning of the meeting or whatever it is I have, and I would say it when I'm sitting in the car just before I go into the meeting. And I know that touches on your other question about being demotivated, but that's how I deal with those kind of with that demotivation, because I do get demotivated too. I have difficult situations all the time, but that's how I try to deal with it and stay positive.
No, I love that, because that's something that I've done a lot this year, because you realize that sometimes when you have a difficult situation or you're not feeling so great about yourself, you tend to just go to the negative things you usually say to yourself, like, I'm not worthy, I'm not this, I'm not that. But when you turn those things around and you start telling yourself those things, like, it makes a difference. Like, your mind is just starts to rewire, and you start to think those positive things, and then those situations become much easier to deal with. And as you say, you wouldn't sail through life, but it's just how you would deal with certain things is much better. So
Being
I
resilient, that's a new word I see in a lot of stuff, but that's what it is about, being resilient.
yeah. So we just have a question here. So how would you say you overcame the stigma associated with going to a professional for therapy? And well, before you answer, I just want to say, like, I think I've never been to a therapy session, but I could see the benefits of it, and I would one day definitely would want to do one. So you could go ahead and answer the question.
How I overcame the stigma of going to therapy.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, I'm at a place in my life where it doesn't matter whoever thinks whatever.
Yeah.
I started therapy because, and I just started this recently. As I said, I was becoming anxious about things that I didn't have control over. It happened that one of my friends from a long time ago, we weren't close or anything, but she was a therapist and she had just actually started doing my Zumba classes in COVID. So I went to her and I asked her for a list, and she gave me a list. But because I don't really like to talk to people and stuff, and I was comfortable with her knowing her, I ended up staying with her, right? Because she lives kind of far from me in Twin City. So, and then she my first therapy session, that was like the best thing ever too. Because, I mean, I cried for the whole session, but the
Sounds about
thing
right.
about myself that I used to think and wonder about is like she affirmed all that I was thinking I was going through, and it makes a world of a difference when you have somebody identify with what you're going through and not tell you you're crazy. So she all the things I was thinking about for years and all the things that I worried about, she in that first session, I felt safe and I felt as though this was going to help me. So in the first session or before, but because we're friends, we were texting and she said, well, Trisha, I want you to know, I know on TV you see therapy is somebody talking and the person listening, and it is not that. You have friends for that. The therapy session is for me to give you coping skills to deal with what you are going through. And in the first session, she said she asked me, what are your main concerns right now? And I told her, and she gave me ways to deal with it. And as soon as I employed them, I saw a world of a difference. And then when I kept, well, you can't go therapy once and you're fixed, right? You have to keep going for a while. So, and I just started, but then when I kept on going, and then I told her, you know what, I was worried about my daughter, and she kept giving me advice. I just think it's like the best thing ever. And so I
Yeah.
started to share it on Facebook because to me, we think of therapy as maybe people who are crazy or people who really need help, but to me, everybody should visit for whatever you're going through because we went through stuff in our childhood that affects us. And I didn't realize that until I went to therapy. I had very, very big fear about being abandoned. And when I was a child, the punishment used to be if you can't behave, we're going to put you out of this car. And I never realized, and I remember too my mother locking me out of the house and saying, stay out. And I never realized how those things affected me. And it's only through therapy, a lot of the things that happened when I was small, I understood why I behave. And now I'm able to change the behavior because I understand what is informing that behavior. So I don't think that there's a stigma to therapy. There's only a stigma to it if you believe you have to be this sort of person to go to therapy. You don't. Honestly, I think everybody during the course of their life should go and work out whatever it is, whether it is just you can't sleep in the night. And the first thing she told me was, Trisha, you need a good 8 hours sleep. And she gave me something to do to get it, which is holding a thermometer and getting it up to, I think it's 96 degrees. So I don't think for me there is no stigma. And as I go to these sessions more, I will always post. I mean, it is on my personal page, but I will always post about it. And I would encourage anybody, whatever they're going through, to sacrifice, because it is a sacrifice, because you have to pay. But whatever it is you're going through, even if it's something simple, talk to a therapist about it, because they could give you one thing and you would be amazed how the weight and whatever the anxiety and stuff just goes away. Of course, you have to keep practicing it. If you just go and dismiss what they say, nothing will happen.
Yeah.
But if you are invested in it and you really want to grow and become a better person and learn about how to elevate yourself as a person, I would advise anybody to go to it. And if somebody thinks you're crazy, well, as my therapist said, that's their imaginary strife that will affect you. Let them think it have nothing to do with you. You live in your life.
Yeah, no, that's really great. I do think that people, like, the first step sometimes really is just self-awareness, because sometimes we have triggers and we don't even realize, and it
Yeah.
really takes some time, and some, like, that was a difficult for me to do as well, to like really reflect on why I respond to certain things in the way that I do. But once you do that, it's almost like you're taking the power back a little
Yeah.
bit, and you're able to deal with it better. And also, to what I find is that you have a little bit more empathy towards others, because like when somebody responds in a certain way, you kind of think it's like, okay, they're responding this way, and it's probably not something that you did or you said. It's something that they, some trauma or some situation they had growing up, that is making them respond that way. And it helps you in a way treat that person better and just have a better understanding of people. And that's really what people, as you said, is just, you just want somebody to kind of understand that
Yeah.
you're not crazy, that you're not like, overreacting. It's something that you went through, something that's triggering you, and that's why you're responding in the way that you
That's
are. And I see Karishma Marad says, the power of the subconscious mind. You can, oh, she corrected it. You can achieve what you believe. It's so
Most
true. So true. Okay, guys. Well, let me see. So, of my questions. So, okay. So, the final thing I have to just ask you is, how can people be part of your Zumba classes? Should I have to say Zumba is a form of therapy in itself? But tell the people how they can get to you.
well, it's simply just to message me either through my page. I took down my WhatsApp number because there are crazy people out there who
You
mess.
just need therapy, Sreshtha. Send them to
No, but
therapy.
these people, and I realized it got bad in COVID. Like I know Renee's on it. It accelerated. I always had my number up, but during COVID, the crazies, no. So you could message me through my page, which is why I would otherwise I'd give my number. And I basically just need your email address to add you to my mailing list. I have my live stream classes on Mondays and Thursdays at 5:45, and then I have on-demand classes that are available for 24 hours on a Monday from 7, a Thursday from 7, and a Saturday from 7 a.m. But if you want a class in between there, I could hook you up too with an on-demand class, not live.
Oh, and we actually have a special for the people who've made it to the end of this chat. So if you guys could type in the chat if you're still here and let me know. Sreshtha talked about positive affirmations, and she did something specifically in, this is the clue, that really helped her deal with situations that she didn't know the outcome. The first person that could type that in the chat will receive a free Zumba class with Sreshtha. And trust me, I've done the class with her and you will love it. You really do feel motivated. She has energy. It's great. So the first person who can type that in will get that free class. Ooh, close Nirja. She said therapy. Talk to the mirror.
Nirja is my cousin, though. Nirja is my cousin.
Oh, cousin, you can try to sweet talk her. Try to sweet talk her together. But Nisa Orban, I hope it's saying it correct. She said,
Watching this now. Yeah.
So Nisa, you get a free class with the wonderful Sreshtha. So be sure to send her the messenger. What's that?
Nisa is one of my Zumba chicas. She's already. But no worry, Nisa. I will hook you up. You'll get something. Don't worry.
Oh, Kelly, close enough, Kelly.
Kelly don't want to be in my class. Don't let her fool you. She's running every time I ask her.
Okay, guys, so we made it to the end of our discussion. Thank you so much again for joining me, Sreshtha. I'm sure everybody who is joined in now and who will be looking on later will learn so much and gain so much from what you've shared tonight. Like, I endorse everything you've said as things I've learned this year and has been helping me as well. I continue to just support you and I wish you all the best in everything that you do. I just think you're such an inspiring, motivating person. And with your mindset, you can reach, the sky's the limit.
Thank you so much for having me. Yashi, it was really a wonderful opportunity, and I do enjoy sharing. So anything you need, always feel free. Don't feel you bother me at all. Just and as soon as I could respond.
Has that ever bothered me before?
No, when I see you put that right up, and anybody watching too. I mean, if there's anything I could help you with, I guess through Yashi, just let me know and I will help. It's not a problem.
Okay, great. So yeah, I only feel like this bad about bothering you all the time, but you always have good answers and advice. So then after I'd be like, okay, it's good bothering you.
No problem.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and you guys keep safe. If there's any particular topic or person you want to see me have an interview with in future, please be sure to either leave it in the comments or send me a DM, so that I could organize that. So, guys, somebody's saying, let me see. Oh, that's Nisa. She says, thanks for sharing, Sreshtha, and for the constant inspiration. And she enjoyed the show. So thanks, guys. And everybody take care and have a good night.